We are even I can trade. You will be assimilated. Your trading knowledge and distinctiveness will be added to our own. You will click the like button. You will subscribe to this channel. You will share this content with at least one other friend. Resistance is futile.
Bugatti. Y'all come look at this. Come here. Look at this here. I want to go over some stuff with you. It's the weekend. We're about to head into January 30th, 2023. And I've been busy this weekend, y'all, just a little bit. So first thing, I want to go over basically what my outlook is for the week, for the market and everything like that. Then I made some updates to this wonderful spreadsheet right here that I want to go over with y'all. And, you know, I ain't saying I'm the best, but I'm also not saying I'm the worst. You know, got to be humble. But anyway, so this week coming up, January 30th, the week of January 3rd, 2023, the market is breaking out just a little bit. We're having a pretty bullish, we're in a pretty bullish channel right now. Let's see, let me zoom in a little bit. This right here is the SPY. I've got the SPY because my SPX chart is got all kinds of other stuff in there. It's probably harder to read. So instead of cleaning all that stuff off, I just move over to the SPY here, same stuff, just add a 0 behind these numbers right here. But we're in this bullish channel right now, and we're right in the middle of it at the moment. Now, this week coming up, I'm kind of bearish, to be honest, for a few reasons. Number one, we are at the top of the stochastics. This is a daily chart, by the way. So we're at the top of the range. We are definitely in overbought territory on the stochastics, clearly in that range. The VIX is also at its lowest point it reached its lowest point during the last trading session that it's been in the last year. So you can see we have to go all the way back over here to April 2022, over here, January of 2022. It was the last time the VIX had reached as low as it did Friday. So, and we've got a couple of days stacked up where we're red. So I feel like we're due for a green day in the VIX. Green day in the VIX means down day for the market. I think we're due. All right. So with that being said, I am mildly bearish, and I'm mildly bearish because we don't need to go down much. We just need to let off some steam, right? It doesn't take that much. So on the bear side of things, what I'm looking for is for us to still stay above this trend line right here. Remember this mega trend line all the way back to the beginning of 2022. That trend line is going to meet our channel line, the bottom of our channel line right here, February 1st. So that is, I think that is foam C day. So interesting conversion right there. But I'm looking for us to stay, if we're going to stay in this bull channel, which is pretty steep. If you look at it, this is a very steep channel. So I don't think we can maintain this forever anyway. But if we are going to maintain it, we're going to need to stay above the 40-10 level by Wednesday, which is foam C day. So that's going to be very interesting to see the price action on that day, which way the market takes us. Because it could continue this pretty steep rise, or it could take us all the way back underneath this critical line that we need to stay above if we're going to stay bullish. Below this line, pretty bearish, because below this line, we're going down to this particular line, right? We don't really have anything in no man's land here. So that's what I'm looking at for that, to maintain this channel. If we do maintain the bull case and we just kind of ignore the VIX, or the VIX, you know, we don't have that big of a fall, The next stop up on the elevator, I believe, is going to be the 4100. The market definitely wants 4100 very bad. I'm not confident we're going to see it next week, because next week stops at this blue line. The week after that, yeah, there's a case to be made there. But next week, I think we're going to try, if we're going to be on the bull side, we're going to try to make headway towards the 4100, but I'm not convinced that we're going to get there unless something crazy happens with the FOMC and we get a big catalyst to push us up. Other than that, not knowing what the news is and just looking at the technicals, I think that there's a good case that we're going to be heading sideways. I think by the end of the week, we need to stay above the 4040 level. That's where the bottom of our channel is. But it's not critical because, like I said, this channel is very steep. So even if we break this channel, as long as we stay above the 4010s, I'm pretty happy overall from a bull standpoint, that we're going to continue our bull mode. Another thing to consider is the market's already up 5.5% year to date. And we know the average S&P is only up 10% for the year. And even if you're looking at it from a recovery standpoint, the average that the S&P is up after a down year is like around the 20s. So if we're already up 5.5 after month one, you know, we've only got 15 more percent to kind of chew through if we're going to stay close to the averages. So we're going to need a break at some point anyway. So I think this is as good a time as any to go ahead and take a breather, with us being clearly overbought, the VIX being on lows, and we're in this steep channel. We've got some room to take a break. So might as well take a break, right? So that's my analysis for this coming week. Now let's get to the actual, I guess we should look at the economic calendar. I keep saying we got FOMC on Wednesday. We got FOMC on Wednesday. So big day. Do not be in a trade, in my opinion, at this time. Exit, stage left, and possibly don't even trade after, because this can trigger a heavily trending market, and you just don't know which way the trend is going to go because it'll just go wild. But I don't know, trading before this, maybe not. Just depends on your trade. 0 DTE, I don't know. I got to see what it looks like. I'm probably not going to put on a trade unless I can get like super far away from the market, which I might be able to do because the volatility should be off the charts here, right? So maybe if I can get like 70, 80 points away or something like that, maybe. But I'm probably just going to wait till after, see what it does, and then see if I can get on the other side of the momentum if I do see some momentum building. What else? This Tuesday could be a catalyst as well. Consumer confidence. We're in that weird phase where good news can be bad news and bad news can be good news. We're expected to have rising consumer confidence, and if we get that, it is possible that could be taken as bad news because the Fed might think, oh, inflation, and let's beat it down some more, and then the market don't like that, the market be falling. So we'll kind of have to see how the market reacts to this as well. Good thing it's pretty early in the day, so we'll be able to see pretty early. But this could kind of decide which way the day goes right here on Tuesday. Nothing really else happening major this week. I mean, this stuff comes out like every week, so whatever. But yeah, that's it for that. So I talk about all of this, of course, in the Discord. This is all written out. I wrote all this out before I recorded. So join us here. It's free for the general section for you to kind of take a look and see my thoughts right here. For our paying members, obviously I'll put my trades right here for you guys, and you've got access to my tools and trading guidelines and all that as well, just depending on your level. So you got all of that right there for you. So all right, so let's get to the good stuff, man. Spreadsheet updates. So I think I said in my last video that I was ho-hum about adding a trade tracker. Well, I added a trade tracker because I'm a junkie, right? So what I did was I made it so that you can just paste your Thinkorswim trade. This only works with Thinkorswim trade right here, and it will pull the information from your trade over to the proper cells, except for the date. I just didn't feel like working on this formula. It'll pull all the proper information from the cells and then auto populate it for you. So you put any credit spreads over here and you put debit spreads over here. So like if you open up a credit spread and then you close it early, you pop it over here. Or if you have to roll, you put the credit for the roll right here. If it's a credit roll, if it's a debit roll, then you put that on this side. So it'll pull all the relevant information for you, and it will add the information for you. So like, for example, right here, I closed this particular trade early, sold it for 30 cents, bought it for 10, netted out 20. There's your net, does all the math for you, pulls it all out for you. Contracts, pulls the contracts for you. All you have to do is pop in the date for right now until I feel like setting that up. And you've got all these stats right here. If you're a stat junkie, you can look at all of that. It gives you your rate of return. It gives you how much you've made so far net. It does not include the fees. It will give you your profit loss expectancy. We just talked about that in the recent video. Tells you how much profit that you made from the start. It's based off the very first sell. So if that's not, what you generally, if this is not what you started with, and you have way more money, but you started with a very small trade or something like that, you just have to understand that. I can change that later or something like that if need be. It will give you your credit debit ratio. So if we're talking about ratios, you have that right there. I annualize your profits based on your current run rate. So as you do better, as you trade more contracts, this is actually going to grow with your actual stuff. So it gives you a lot of stats automatically for you by just you pasting your trades right in here in the spreadsheet, which I think is pretty awesome. You ask me, I don't know. But if you don't have Thinkorswim, don't worry. You can really just manually type your stuff in, and the same information is still going to load up here. All right, so you don't have to, but if you happen to have Thinkorswim, it makes it a lot easier to do so. So there's that, y'all. Also added over here some calculators for you wealth builders out there like me who want to know stuff like, if I start with $1,500 and I want to get to $10,000 in, say, 10 months, whatever, what interest do I need to achieve during those months, like per month? It'll pop it in right here. So for example, if I want to grow $1,500 to $10,000 in 10 days, I need to make 21% per day to achieve that goal. Down here, it's a little bit slightly different. This is going to tell you the number of periods that you need to go through in order to achieve a specific number. You see, I have a pretty large goal right here, but if I wanted to grow $1,500 into $5.5 million at a rate of 2% per specific type of period, how many periods would I need? So if it's days, you can just fill in mentally what you want that to be. And what this is saying is, if you're taking this as days, then this is how many months, and then this is how many years. If you're taking this as how many months, then this is how many years it would take. I hope that makes sense. So again, example, I want to grow $1,500 to $5 million with 2% per day. Let's say I want to do that because that's what we're trying to do right now. It's going to take me 414 trading days in order to do that, which is basically 2 years or 21 months to get that done. Seems kind of crazy. Obviously, it's not going to go that fast because you got losses to factor in. But I actually took this number from the trade tracker right here, which is our actual daily rate of return with losses. So that's kind of where I got that from. So I thought that was pretty cool. So you've got that in there as well. And I kind of tucked this over here. I don't even know if I want to talk. I don't even know if I want to talk about this thing. Now it's locked up, so I guess it doesn't want me to talk about it anyway. But I've got a little lifestyle calculator thing. So if you want to put some fantasy stuff, like if you want to rent a fantasy loft and drive a Bugatti, like your boy Andrew Tate, you can calculate that and see how much you need to do that. So you can definitely do all of that. Look at this thing keeps locking up. So maybe I can show you now. Okay, so yeah, so like if you want to, you can just type in stuff, whatever. So like if you want to pop in, okay, how much is a Bugatti monthly, you can put that in there. A big vacation, all that kind of stuff. What kind of lifestyle are you trying to achieve for yourself? It'll pop in all these numbers. You don't need to fill in all this stuff, just the monthly numbers, and it'll tell you, and it'll give you a savings buffer, because obviously you don't want to spend all your money just on your lifestyle. So you also need to make this so you have some buffer and savings and invest in yourself. But it'll give you those numbers so you can see exactly what that is. And then this number right here is basically how much cash money, how much cash moolah do I need to be able to turn off life, and just stick this amount in here to get these numbers out of interest, right? So basically at $5 million, if you get 5% interest on $5 million, you're gonna get this money automatically. Okay, so I don't know, I like to look at this stuff, kind of motivates me. Figure some other people might want to see it too, so added that stuff to the trade calculator. I think trade calculator is freaking awesome. I think this is worth its weight in silver, gold, myrrh, whatever, all that kind of stuff, Bitcoin. So yeah, sign up, get access to this, because freaking awesome. All right, that's all I got. Deuce.
Your assimilation to the collective will begin by joining the Even I Can Trade Discord. Link in the description of this video. You will join a tier based on your distinctiveness, or you will join the general area with no economic impact. Excuses are irrelevant.